Do you like stadium super trucks? Well, this isn't, but it drives very similar. The Hummer H3 mod for Assetto Corsa, right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to rumrum.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a new chapter of It's a Mod world. Today, as you can see, we are in a Hummer and in a mod that showcases the 2010 Dakar Rally H3 Hummer driven by Robbie Gordon. I like that the interior of this car is very basic, of course, because for a rally or for any racing you strip everything that you don't need. Whoa! Hello, sir! There's somebody here with instructions for Laguna Seca. Well, this is a rally car, what do I expect? Of course I have a co-pilot. And another thing that I like a lot about this mod is this car looks used. This car looks as if it already spent some time in a rally or in a race, and that's something that you normally don't get in these mods. They look all so shiny. And also from the outside of the Hummer you get the impression that this car has already seen some action. Looks like my car actually. This looks strangely like a motor, but as far as I know, all versions of the Hummer have the motor in front. What am I looking at? Is this all the technical stuff to keep four wheels braking independently, getting power independently, all the transmissions and all that? If you know better than me, let me know. But this doesn't look like a motor. This is strange. Wow, what happened to my feet? Look at that. Ow, ow, ow. Luckily, this is only a simulation. If those would be my real feet. Ow, 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 ow. Nice detail that I only noticed in the replays is that the back of this car gets more and more dirty with every second that I'm driving it. One very bad thing about this mod is that the rear view mirrors don't work. So if you want to race against friends or against the AI with this car, you should use Assetto Corsa or something similar, because if not, you're gonna hit somebody because you won't know that they are there. Does this motor sound right to you? To me it sounds as if there are two motors in here, and as far as I know the H3 does not have a twin motor. So I think this is an error in the mod? Up to a point, this car is easy to drive. You can get the hang of the Hummer quite easily. Especially with the brakes, you have to drive it very hard. The speed reduction is not very big when you are hard on the brakes. On the other hand, it doesn't block the tires. This is an example how you can see how unwieldy the Hummer is. You'll find yourself pressing the brakes completely, otherwise you won't ever be able to brake the way you want to. Another example delivered by this mod about how enormous this car is that there is almost no pendulum, so it doesn't bounce around to the sides when you take a curve. On the other hand, when you lose control of the Hummer, you really lose control. It's very difficult to save an oversteer with this monster. Now, everything I've been saying about how this car feels, I only base it on visual clues because the force feedback is very, very low. I almost cannot feel how this car feels in the force feedback. I have to rely mostly on visual clues. Make no mistake, the way this car reacts, it's clearly the way I imagine, I expect a Hummer to react, but I don't feel it in the force feedback. I don't have anything else than the visual clues to see how this car is reacting. That is not enough. With this car you can use an old racing trick, as it has that much torque. If you feel you're losing the car in the middle of a curve, you just press the throttle and the torque is gonna push the car forward, giving it energy to the front and making it lose energy to the side so that you can save an oversteer with any luck through a strong use of the throttle. When doing the race, I had some issues with VR, the FPS dropped heavily. I think these cars are a little bit too much for my computer and my graphics card. If you don't have a top graphics card and CPU, you may experience some FPS issues, especially if you're using VR. The AI has some issues dealing with this car, as you can see. I suppose that they cannot deal very well with the torque, and sometimes it looks like a race with stadium super trucks. And apologies for only showing you cockpit views. Assetto Corsa for some reason recorded only 1 minute 26 of the whole race, and that's not enough to show you something interesting. This mod may have been built for rally and based on a rally car, but racing it on Laguna Seca is a lot of fun. Man, I could really use these rear view mirrors right now. So it's good that I have Heli Corsa, and you should have either Heli Corsa or something similar activated before you start racing with this car. I would have liked also to show you the Hummer H1 mod, which from the inside looks very interesting, but every time I wanted to start it in-game after having it loaded, this happened. The Hummer is the civilian version of the High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle, HMMWV, or for short and for friends, the Humvee. At the end of the 1990s, General Motors bought the Hummer name, changed it to H1 and produced the first civilian version of this military vehicle. What I'm driving right now is the H3, produced from 2005 to 2010, which was the smallest of all these Humvee thingies and was a way to gain entry into European and Asian markets, as the H1 gobbled up too much fuel to be acceptable for the public in these markets. Still, it only had moderate success and was put out of commission in 2009, with GM filing for bankruptcy in the same year. At the moment, nobody's building a Hummer in any kind of way, and as we're moving away from fuel gobbling machines, I don't think anybody is gonna do it in the next time. We're very much looking at a blast from the past that I don't think is gonna come back ever again, but on the other hand, never say never. This specific car in this specific mod is based on the Hummer that was driven by Robbie Gordon from 2006 till 2015. Robbie Gordon moved then on to Stadium Super Tracks, no wonder. This mod is fun to drive, it's also fun to race, but it's not perfect, and I'm gonna tell you why. Now, the look. I like that it looks used, I like that it's not shiny and new and all that. and I like that it's accumulating dirt the more I drive it. On the other hand, the issue with the mirrors is a big issue, mostly for racing. That hurts. Without the issue of the mirrors, I would have given 5 eyes, but being it as it is, I give it 4 eyes out of 5. The sound is strange. The Hummers that I've seen and the videos that I've seen, they all have a different sound, and it sounds as if the sound was doubled in some kind of way. Also, the sound is quite repetitive. It got on my nerves after a while. For the sound, I give it 2 ears out of 5. The driving feeling, it's a mixed bag. Let's start with the bad point, which is it almost has no force feedback, which makes it difficult to drive by feeling. And it also has the issue with the high FPS in a race. If you are racing with a lot of different Hummers, the FPS are gonna go down. On the other hand, it's fun to drive. If you base your driving only on visual clues, you're gonna be able to drive a fun car, a fun vehicle that feels like a stadium super track. So I hope somebody makes some ramps in a mod so that we can jump with the Hummer. As I said, the driving feeling is a mixed bag, so I'm giving it 3 wheels out of 5. All in all, this is a mod that holds a lot of promise, but it needs some heavy polish to be able to be there. I'm pretty sure if the many issues that this has would be polished, and it's only polished, the basis is already there, this would be an excellent mod that we could recommend wholeheartedly. As it is, yeah, it's fun, but it's not a mod that I'm gonna be firing up every couple of weeks, but maybe once a year or something like that. It's a mod that you can drive with and against friends because it's easy to drive. The physics are not complicated. Everybody can get the hang of driving it. If you're looking for a mod that you would want to start every week or even every day, we have tons of videos to share the joy of sim racing, so take a look around. If you like this video, applaud by giving it a thumbs up and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to become part of the ever-growing family and to be informed about new videos. And until the next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.